What up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who know, I have been traveling these past 3 to 4 weeks through Nevada, Utah, and California, and I'm finally back in Seattle for a little while before I go to a secret destination. I will disclose that at a later date. And while being back in Seattle, I'm super stoked to see how warm it's gotten over these past few weeks in my absence, which has got me thinking about my favorite time of year, summer. And so what better way to introduce the top 10 things to do in Seattle this summer? So stay tuned. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So for number one of my favorite things to do, which I still have yet to do since being back in Seattle, is visiting Alki Beach. It's one of my favorite beaches, and it's, for those of you who've been to South Florida, nothing like the Miami beaches, okay? It's a very different kind of beach. Obviously, this is the Pacific Northwest. The waters can be very chilly, so you probably want to wait till it warms up before you take a dip in the water. However, it is a beach. We have our version of sandy beaches. It's a great place to go to cafes, restaurants, bonfires. I believe you can still do bonfires out there, and obviously picnics. So you see a lot of couples, groups of young adolescents, families going over there and hanging out. One of my favorite spots to check out in the summertime. What's really cool is it's West Seattle, so you get a very different vantage point looking at the views of the water. As for number two thing to do would be taking a stroll at Green Lake, one of my favorite spots in the Seattle city area. I've talked a lot about this place in the past. I've taken my dog Lucy out for walks there. It's very dog friendly. Lots of ducks, squirrels, wildlife, in Seattle, and a lot of people on bikes, scooters, skateboards, or of course just people going out for a walk. So it's about 3 miles around the entire lake. Great place to get your steps in or run if that's more your jam. And of course, you can also go around the perimeter outside of the walking path. However, most people go on the path. Great place to check out in the summertime when it's warm. You can go paddleboarding there, not a lot of waves, as you can imagine. You can also go rowing there, canoeing, kayaking. I wouldn't recommend really going for a swim just because Green Lake is named Green Lake for a reason. And at least in the past, there was always some regulations about not going into the water. I don't know if that's still the case now, so just be careful of that. However, Green Lake, one of my favorite spots, and obviously it's within the city limits, so it's not hard to get to if you're visiting Seattle or if you live in the city. Number 3 suggestion would be to go out to Gasworks Park. If you don't know about Gasworks Park, you might have actually seen it in a movie from many years ago, 10 Things I Hate About You, and that one scene where they are actually in a paintball fight that takes place at Gasworks Park. What I love about this park is it's a beautiful view of South Lake Union. You also see the Seattle skyline. It's perfectly right there on the water. If you go there at night, it's really gorgeous to see the whole downtown Seattle at night. It can get pretty busy on the warm days on the weekend, especially because obviously it's a very popular place for families to go. Picnickers, young couples, once again, often they host like 5Ks in that area as well. So really cool place to check out and see what used to be a gas plant. Number 4 recommendation would be to go kayaking. I've named a couple of places already. You could go to Green Lake, you can go to Lake Washington, South Lake Union, or Puget Sound. I have yet to do that myself. It's actually on my bucket list at some point. I have gone paddleboarding over there before, which was pretty cool. However, kayaking would be also super cool. It's very popular, especially in July. One of the best months out of the whole Seattle summer would be July and probably August because it's our warmest months. And sometimes the water can actually be towards the warm side. Nothing, again, like South Florida. However, beautiful. As far as the 5th recommendation, I would highly suggest checking out one of the live music festivals. There's always so much going on in the summertime, especially now that finally, hopefully, COVID is behind us, that there's going to be a lot more events and happenings. You often hear about block parties. There's the Northwest Folklife Festival. There's Bite of Seattle. Let's see, what else is there? There's Bumper Shoot towards Labor Day weekend and all of that. So tons of things to do in the summertime, music-wise, if that's your jam. All right, for the 6th recommendation, if you want to stay within city limits and still get your taste of nature, check out Discovery Park. It's a really nice park located probably within 20 minutes from the center of Seattle, towards Ballard, somewhat, and it's a great place to go for a quick day hike. Very beginner friendly. There are some hills and things like that, so if you don't like to go up hills, probably shouldn't be hiking. So, however, if you want to go for a nice hike and not leave the city too much, definitely check out Discovery Park. It's very dog friendly. I went there a few weeks ago before I left town with my family and my dog, and we had a blast. You see people throwing frisbees all the time, and also, once again, you're going to see some lovely views of the sound. Seventh recommendation, seventh, however you want to put it, is going to be visit Woodland Park Zoo. So I haven't been in years. However, it was one of my favorite spots growing up. Obviously, who doesn't like going to the zoo as a kid? Tons of different wildlife and animals, and especially in the summertime, it's going to be great weather. And so if you have kids or you just love checking out animals like me, definitely go to Woodland Park Zoo. You're going to love it. Eighth recommendation, guys, is going to be checking out the Seattle Great Wheel, which is the largest Ferris wheel here on the West Coast. So yes, we actually have a giant Ferris wheel right there on the coast, overlooking the Sound. You can get some nice views of the water if you're not afraid of heights. I'm kind of scared. I went a few years ago, so I mean, it's really cool. Definitely check it out. Number 9. Can I count? Yeah. Number 9 is the Seattle Aquarium. They're literally like right next door to each other. You can get some great ice cream nearby. There's some great restaurants. There is Ivar's and things like that if you like seafood. So definitely check those spots out, the Seattle Aquarium. And last but not least, number 10 is going to be to check out the Pacific Science Center. Again, one of my favorite spots when I was growing up, extremely kid-friendly, or if you just like to learn about different science things. This is a great spot to take your kids or just go for, for fun for yourself, to educate yourself on different things. And it is so much fun. They have this exhibit on dinosaurs that was my favorite thing ever growing up. So definitely check that out. All right, guys, so that wraps up this week's quick little video on the top 10 things to do in Seattle this summer in 2022, or really any year for that matter. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything that you're like, what? I can't believe she did not recommend XYZ. Let me know in the comments, or if there was anything you had questions about, please drop me a note. And as always, guys, hit that like button. That really helps me out and it shows me that you support this channel. Thank you so much. And as always, consider subscribing. If you ever have any ideas or suggestions for video ideas, please let me know. Anyways, have a great week, guys. I will see you soon in the next video.
You're like a circle that floats around.